Gonky, this one's gonna
Yes.
make you sad.
Oh gosh, dude.
This is about the Super Hornet and how long it's
Yeah. This
Doug
article, whoever wrote it, I don't know. I don't remember the guy's
Logan
guy.
Williams
Yeah,
at
Logan.
Warrior.
Jury's out on if I like him or not. Anyways, so the plan is
that
I'm
last
not gonna.
sentence. Well, hold on. Read the last sentence of that first paragraph, please. Oh,
This is why the jury's still out, man.
No, this dude's got it. He's right. First of all, this man speaks my language. Go ahead, read it.
I can't read. I'm going to summarize. You read
well, it. All right. It says the F-18 EF Super Hornet has been a mainstay of the naval aviation fleet for several decades. Has it been several decades?
Yeah.
Geez, we're old.
Gosh,
it is the U.S. military's carrier-enabled fourth-generation fighter jet. Think the U.S. Navy's version of the ubiquitous F-16 fighter jet platform. And I love that this is how we relate airplanes to people.
Yeah.
Because obviously the world's greatest fighter is what everybody knows, and who cares about the Super Hornet thing? I mean, and again, in the second paragraph, it says the F-18E, /F is receiving a new array of upgrades, much as the F-16 did.
Yeah.
Go on, Gonky. This is your article.
Like I said, this guy, I think he watches a lot of Discovery Wings. Anyways, Anyways,
this Doug Masters wrote this. Go on.
The meat and potatoes of the article I think is valid and true. Extending the Super Hornet's life into 2040 or even beyond. Extending the flight hour, the airframe's ability to go from 6,000 to 10,000 hours is huge. And of course, that'll be assisted by things like, the drones or the drone tankers and stuff. So if you can take away some of the missions it's doing now, and then they're going to give it more capability. So there's a whole laundry list of stuff, like all kinds of nerd stuff, right? Faster computers, even Earth's capability, more fuel.
Sounds very similar to what the Rafale's getting.
Yeah, exactly. So we kind of talked about this. It's I don't know. Like with fourth gen fighters, it's almost like, the evolution of a solid design, or do you scrap it and start over with fifth gen? I don't know. Right. So, and it's still debatable what classifies the jet as fifth gen. What's the, stealth? Well, the Super Hornet is stealthy against the mech radar. It's not as stealthy, but so what's the metric, right? So I think it's
can a Tomcat beat it with Tom Cruise flying it?
Dude, with Maverick, dude, he beats everything.
I think that's what determines whether it's against fifth gen, because he goes against fifth gen. Like,
yeah, he probably, because he didn't know the NATO calls. Yeah, he couldn't remember. It's a felon. No, it's a. Anyways,
Fallon? No, I'm at Fallon. No, I'm not at Fallon. I'm not even at Top Gun right now.
Yeah. So, given the Super Hornet the ability to handle drones, right? The loyal wingman kind of stuff. And just to keep it, you touched on it a little bit earlier, man, the whole idea of each of these fighters being in a coordinated data link, right? So, it's all about networking and information sharing on the battlefield for tactical decision making. So you can win, right? So that you want, you would want probably arguably the backbone of your fleet, the Super Hornet, at least for now and into the future, to be a part of that. So they're just keeping the airplane modern. And the picture they showed at the beginning, that's when I worked at Boeing, that was referred to as the International Roadmap Hornet. And it's a pretty awesome machine. I think, some of the Block 3 stuff has been incorporated into, this 2040 plan, which is starting to roll out now. The only thing, the only thing, all these toys and stuff are great, but as a fighter, I'm a big fan. It needs more thrust, because like you mentioned, Mover, like as the airplanes, like this stuff isn't weightless.
Right. Well, right? Sometimes it does reduce weight, right? Like an ESA radar from a mech, you can lose some weight there, and depending on the wiring, sometimes when you go to the Ethernet versus the old
That's
Mill
true.
standard buses, you lose some of that wiring weight.
That's true. But inevitably,
Yeah,
airplanes get heavier.
if you're like this guy saying that this thing's your home router, and you're a Wi-Fi node, I'm sure that's adding some weight. However, this, I think this turns into the standard. What's the next conflict going to look like? And it's digital and it's information. And having this being the network node, you're getting the loyal wingman, you're getting all the intelligence, you're getting battlefield awareness. Now, at what point is too much information? Do you have too much information and it just bogs you down because you can't process it all?
Yeah, and then then there's the argument from knuckle draggers like me that technology is all these the network, the data, all that stuff, it's all defeatable. I mean, that's my beef with it. You can spend a lot of money and training on developing an entire battle plan based off, information being fed to you. But if that's cut off, and it doesn't even have to be cut off completely, if it's partial bits, right? I mean, at the end of the day, it's, as we found out in Vietnam, and I know that was a long time ago, but BVR was the plan with the F4, and that didn't pan out. And even in Gulf War 91, a lot of that stuff was, if it wasn't like pure BFM, it was definitely inside of ranges that, I mean, that we would want to be at in modern fighters today. I mean, I just, when you weigh the rules of engagement with jamming, EA technology, all that stuff, man, I just see some of the technology piece falling out. And then that's when it's important to have, the Super Hornet has a lot of capability, but if you can't get that airplane up high enough, fast enough, sometimes, shot ranges and stuff like that are going to suffer, right? You want a high performance airplane is what I'm saying. And it is a high performance airplane, no doubt about it. But if you start adding a bunch of weight to it, I think a little more power would be.
Yeah. Okay.
That's just my own opinion.